The Sultanate of Oman and Hong Kong discussed joint investments, cooperation and trade aspects. And the Minister of Energy and Minerals stresses on maintaining stable production and reserve levels of oil and gas in the Sultanate of Oman. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. The Labour Forum 2025 opened today at the Sultan Qaboos Youth Complex for Culture and Entertainment in the Wilaya of Salalah. Organized by the Minister of Labour, the forum attracted over 1,000 participants from within and outside the Sultanate of Oman, representing government and private entities, academic institutions, and regional and international organizations. The forum aims to promote innovation and professional development by highlighting the latest technologies and innovations in the labor market, improving the work environment, developing labor and regulatory policies in line with economic, technological, and social transformations, and enhancing international cooperation through the exchange of expertise and knowledge. The 12-day event was held under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Muhammad bin Saeed Ba'uwain, Minister of Labour. On the sideline of the Labour Forum, an exhibition for displaying the projects of students from vocational colleges in the Sultanate of Oman was inaugurated. The exhibition, which showcased more than 20 different projects, in an opportunity for entrepreneurs to develop their innovations through technical consultations with international experts and specialists participating in the forum. The students' innovation reflected the needs of local and global markets with pioneering ideas in technical, industrial and educational fields, embodying the awareness of Omani youth. The event also represents an active partnership between vocational colleges and the private sector. His Excellency Abdus Salam bin Mohammed Al Murshidi, Chairman of Oman Investments Authority, met with John Lee Kai-chiu, Governor of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, to discuss bilateral cooperation between the Sultanate of Oman and Hong Kong in economic, trade and investments fields. This came during His Excellency's current visit to Hong Kong, on which he praised the existing relations between the Sultanate of Oman and Hong Kong, stressing the importance of continuous exchange of visits and enhancing cooperation to serve their common interest. The Governor of Hong Kong affirmed that the Sultanate of Oman has an ambitious strategic vision represented by Oman Vision 2040, which aligns with the Belt and Road Initiative, contributing to enhancing economic and trade cooperation. He noted that Hong Kong, as a global financial and trade center, provides an attractive environment for investments in various sectors, including renewable energy and advanced technologies. The Ministry of Energy and Minerals aims to maintain stable production and reserve levels of oil and gas for the Sultanate of Oman. Here is a report on that.
To achieve a balance between optimal resource utilization and ensuring long-term sustainability, the Ministry of Energy and Minerals aims to maintain stable production and reserve levels of oil and gas for the Sultanate of Oman. All the operating companies in the concession areas work to balance production with the programs to replenish the produced reserves during the year. The average production of crude oil and condensates in the Sultanate of Oman last year was approximately 993,000 barrels per day, while natural gas production was around 149 million cubic meters per day, reflecting a stability in supplies over the past years. The Ministry of Energy and Minerals is working on marketing several open concession areas and attracting new investments to intensify exploration and discovery operations in the coming phase, based on market demand and in line with the efforts of OPEC Plus to balance the global market. The ministry is currently focusing on marketing maritime areas, which is hoped to open promising future prospects, supporting the maintenance of production and reserve levels by introducing advanced technologies and innovative development strategies in these areas. The Sultanate of Oman's oil and gas sector is attractive for investments, drawing many global and local companies. Last year, the ministry signed 3 petroleum agreements in several areas due to the importance of exploration activities in boosting oil and gas reserves. Exploration efforts continue at a stable pace, with plans to maintain and increase them in future years. 73 exploratory and appraisal wells were drilled last year. The crude oil and condensates reserves reached approximately 4.825 billion barrels, while gas reserves rose to 23.3 trillion cubic feet by the end of last year. This reflects the success of ongoing efforts to replace production and achieve long-term resource sustainability, with a continuous reserve replacement rate of 100% through enhanced exploration activities and expanding extraction rates to ensure a stable future for the energy sector in the Sultanate of Oman.
Still to come in our news bulletin. Royal Air Force of Oman Band wins first place at the World Pipe Band Championships in Scotland. Once again, welcome to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Plumes of smoke rose above buildings in Gaza today following an explosion near the Palestine Red Crescent Society headquarters building in Khan Yunis, just hours after the organization reported that its facility had been struck overnight. The Palestine Red Crescent Society shared images of the aftermath of X platform, stating that one of their staff members was killed and others injured after the building was targeted by Israeli artillery. They added that the attack caused a fire in the building. The Palestinian death toll in the Gaza Strip has risen to 60,430, with 148,722 others injured since the Israeli war on Gaza began in October 7th, 2023. Today, a Russian missile strike on the city of Mykolaiv in southern Ukraine injured at least 7 people and damaged dozens of homes and civilians' infrastructure buildings, while 2 of the injured were hospitalized as a result of yesterday's attack. There was no immediate comment from Russia about the attack. Both sides deny targeting civilians in the war that Moscow launched with a full-scale invasion on Ukraine in February 2022. Authorities are racing to rebuild the flood-ravaged Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei region in North China following recent heavy rains, reopening roads and restoring power and water as displaced villagers stream back to salvage and reconstruct their homes. Heavy rainfall lashed Beijing's Miyun, Hairu and Yangqing districts from July 26 until 29th, triggering emergency flood response measures. At least 30 people were killed after a year's worth of rain fell in less than a week, and 80,000 people relocated. Since then, electricity and communications have been fully restored to every storm-hit administrative village, and water supply has been resumed. Search and rescue sweeps are still underway. To help residents still in temporary shelters, 15 medical teams have been dispatched to provide on-site treatment. Heavy snowfall blanketed the New South Wales town of Guira yesterday, drawing visitors who traveled for hours to experience their rare winter weather. Locals and tourists enjoyed the snow, taking part in snowballs fights, building snowmen and capturing memories. The New South Wales State Emergency Service reported responding to over 100 vehicles stranded in the snow, highlighting the challenges the weather brought to the region. Authorities are urging drivers to stay cautious as conditions remain hazardous across area. And now, all the way to Scotland, the Royal Oman Police has welcomed a new batch of job seekers, including holders of post-general education diploma qualification in a range of engineering, technical and applied disciplines. Additionally, the intake includes individuals holding the general education diploma who have met the recruitment criteria in line with the institution's workforce requirements. This step reflects the Royal Oman Police ongoing efforts to enhance its human resources by attracting qualified national cadres across various specialties in support of its operational and developmental goals. That, of course, was the story here in the Sultanate of Oman. Yet to listen or to watch the story from Scotland later. The gross domestic product at constant prices of Gulf Cooperation countries increased by the end of the fourth quarter of 2024 to reach over $456 billion compared to the fourth quarter of 2023 with a growth rate of 3.3%. The latest statistics issued by the Statistical Center of the GCC countries showed that the contribution of non-oil activities to the Gulf GDP at constant prices by the end of the fourth quarter of 2024 amounted to 70.6% compared to 29.4% for oil activities. Compared to the third quarter of 2024, the GCC countries' GDP at constant prices in the fourth quarter of 2024 recorded a growth of 1% as it recorded in the third quarter a value of over $452 billion. And now we come to that particular story from Scotland. Royal Air Force of Oman Band achieved first place overall in the Grade 4 category of the World Pipe Band Championships held in the Scottish city of Dundonald. This new accomplishment adds to the Royal Air Force of Oman Band's distinguished history of artistic excellence on the world stage. It reflects the high level of professionalism the band has attained and highlights the dedicated efforts of its members in delivering polished musical performances. To enhance food security projects in the Sultanate of Oman, a Salalah Free Zone signed a memorandum of understanding to promote sesame cultivation in the Far Governorate. The memorandum stipulates the cultivation of 600 acres of sesame in the Najd region of Thamrit, with an estimated production of 300 tons in the first season. These projects links local production with food industries. In line with the national initiatives to strengthen Oman's digital capabilities, the Ministry of Transport, Communications and Information Technology launched today a specialized video gaming development boot camp targeting young Omanis seeking careers in the gaming industry. Here is a report on that.
In a move that reflects the Sultanate of Oman growing push towards a digital economy, the Ministry of Transport, Communications and Information Technology inaugurated a boot camp dedicated to video game development, targeting young Omanis seeking careers in the gaming industry.
We are excited to launch this boot camp. I think this is a great opportunity for the individuals who are interested in video games to get to learn more about how they can develop video games. This bootcamp aims to empower these trainees. They are around 50 trainees to get the knowledge. In two tracks, we are focusing in game programming, and the second track is game artist.
50 aspiring developers are participating in the 24-week program, which brings global expertise to local hands, with training aimed at turning passion for games into career-ready potential.
The bootcamp gives us the opportunity to transfer our ideas in the real world and enhance our skill in developing video game in faster way.
This bootcamp is offering us a great opportunity to network with our colleagues and professionals who are already in the field of game development. And it is a great chance to enhance our skills and also transform our ideas from imagination to reality.
The camp is part of a broader national drive to cultivate entrepreneurship and innovation, laying the foundation for a generation of Omani youth who will play active roles in the digital economy. As the gaming industry booms worldwide, this boot camp gives the young Omanis the skills and the springboard to break into the global digital market. Reporting from Muscat, this is Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Labour Forum 2025 opens in the Wilaya of Salalah, focusing on aspects of innovation and professional development. The Sultanate of Oman and Hong Kong discuss joint investment cooperation and trade aspects. And the Ministry of Energy and Minerals stresses on maintaining stable production and reserves levels of oil and gas in the Sultanate of Oman. And with that, we do conclude this news bulletin. Thank you for joining us and good night.